I was sipping my morning coffee when I found out. A forwarded email. Sent by mistake. A detailed itinerary for my daughter's wedding guest list attached. My name wasn't on it. Not even as an afterthought. I wasn't just uninvited. I was erased. My wife, Claire, and my daughter, Emily, had been planning this for months, speaking in whispers, changing subjects when I walked in. I chalked it up to wedding stress. My mistake. I confronted them that evening. Claire sighed, rubbing her temples like I was exhausting her. Emily rolled her eyes. Dad, it's just a wedding. You're overreacting, Claire added. Overreacting. When a man is told he's overreacting, it's usually because they want him to shut up and take it. I had spent 24 years raising Emily. Paid for her education. Held her when she cried. And yet, I had been discarded like a stranger. I didn't argue. I didn't yell. I just booked a trip instead. 3 days before the wedding, I was halfway across the world, watching the ocean bleed into the horizon. Then my phone started blowing up. Claire. Emily. Even her fiancé, Daniel. They had no idea what was coming. Claire and I had been married for 26 years. And in those years, I had learned that betrayal doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow drip. A steady erosion of trust. I ignored the signs. The secretive phone calls. The way Claire started locking her phone. The whispered conversations with Emily that ended the second I walked into a room. At first, I thought it was just wedding stress. But I saw it in their eyes, the contempt, the irritation. Like I was an outsider in my own home. The final crack? Claire's bank statement. A 6-figure withdrawal. Money from my personal account. Money I had saved for Emily's future. Gone. I didn't ask Claire about it. Didn't accuse her. Instead, I let her believe I hadn't noticed. That was my first move. The wedding invitation never came. Not even a courtesy call. Just silence. That was their decision. Mine? To teach them what it felt like to lose everything. I sat on the hotel balcony, sipping whiskey, listening to the waves crash against the shore. My phone vibrated against the table. Claire's name flashed on the screen. I let it ring. Then another call. Emily. Then Daniel. I picked up. Dad, where are you? Emily's voice was frantic. On vacation. You need to come home. Why? Silence. A sharp inhale. Then Claire's voice in the background, frantic, desperate. Because everything's gone. I smiled. They had no idea how much I had taken from them. People think revenge is about anger. It's not. Anger is messy. Impulsive. Revenge is patience. Planning. Precision. I spent months preparing. The first step was the bank accounts. Claire thought she was smart, moving my money into a separate account. What she didn't realize was that I had already transferred it back weeks ago before quietly liquidating our joint assets. The second step? The house. Claire didn't know I had been quietly selling my shares in the property. The moment she took that 6-figure withdrawal, I had initiated a clause in our prenup. A clause that ensured if she committed financial fraud, the house was mine. Every square inch. And the final step? The wedding venue. It wasn't just any venue. It was a prestigious, members-only estate that required full payment upfront. Claire had signed the contract. Under my name. Which meant when I canceled it 3 days before the wedding, the venue kept the non-refundable deposit. 6 figures. Gone. So, when Emily called, panicked, it was because she was standing in front of an empty wedding hall, surrounded by confused guests. It was because the caterers never showed. The flowers never arrived. The dream wedding Claire and Emily had planned so meticulously had turned into a disaster. And they had no one to blame but themselves. I arrived home 2 days later. Walked through the front door like I still owned the place. Because I did. Claire was there, standing in the empty living room. The furniture had been repossessed. The lights had been cut off. She looked at me, eyes red, face hollow. "Why?" she whispered. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. "You erased me first." A sob caught in her throat. "I didn't think you'd." "What? Fight back?" I tilted my head. "That was your mistake." Footsteps pounded down the stairs. Emily appeared, eyes wild. "Dad, how could you?" I turned to her. "How could I?" I let the question hang. "Emily, I gave you everything. Paid for your school. Your car. Your life. And you didn't even have the decency to invite me to your wedding." Her mouth opened, but no words came. "Actions have consequences," I said. "You and your mother made your choice. Now you get to live with it." Claire moved out the next day. Emily followed soon after. The last I heard, she and Daniel had a rushed courthouse wedding. No dress. No flowers. No six-figure venue. Claire tried calling. Tried begging. I never answered. And me? I lived well. Because revenge isn't about anger. It's about balance. And I had simply restored what was mine.